Okay, we're on. This is time we start. This is time for you and I. Every single Monday we do this, and it's called Rich Girl Workshop Live on Facebook. And I am Suzanne Brothers Varley. I am the host for this 15 minutes of powerful conversation, powerful topics, things that really make a difference. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you on. This particular segment is I've planned two parts for it. But I got to tell you, it's going to be a little squishy to get them all in two parts, but I'm going to tear my doggonedest. Much of it will be on what you want to hear and what you need to hear. So just let me just share with you that today is called time. Capture it and your wildest dreams really can come true. I believe that. I totally believe that. Why? Why do I believe that? Because I am perfect proof of how this works. Before I used time management tools, you guys, and got serious about managing my life, that I was really not managing it at all. It was managing me, and it was making me very unhappy, very resentful, and just feeling very unfulfilled. So I love this topic. I love, love, love this topic. So we're going to we're going to jump right into this. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to ask you what time management tools that you use. Well, and a couple of you already responded on that, so thank you. So here we go. Here we go. This is part one of time, capturing it and your wildest dreams come true. So we're going to give you some tools to use. We're going to talk about where to begin. We're going to show you how to organize and prioritize. But before we start with like the functionality of all this, what I want to do is I want to do a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And he said that the greatest majority of people are bundles of beginnings. Isn't that true? Are we starters, or are we also great finishers? With the enthusiasm for your goals and your ideas fade, when that starts to happen, when the passion cools and the odds against us increase, and you start to see diminishing results, when it looks as if success is impossible, will we remain intensified to keep going? Are we tenacious? Because this we know, tenacity is the mark of people who actually achieve their dreams. So as we enter this topic, you guys decide that you are going to be tenacious. You know, every obstacle yields a very stern resolve. So just know that you got obstacles. We all do. We all have them at different stages of our life, right? But when you do, and you will, just know that it will create a new resolve, because the only guarantee for failure is to stop trying. Okay, there's no insurmountable goal here. There's no insurmountable barrier except our inherent lack of persistence. So the novelist Harriet Beecher said that when you guys get in a tough, hard place, a tight place where everything goes against you till it seems as though you cannot hang on a minute longer, never give up, for it is in just that place and that time when the tide will turn. So you guys don't give up on this, because this is big stuff and it makes a difference. So I'm going to want to have you comment today. All right, comment today on first off what time management tools you're using, and also any challenges that you have, because that will maybe change the course of direction that I go for next week's live broadcast. All right, I just want to make sure you guys are on. Comment to me, because in my comment thing over here I am not seeing anything, but that doesn't mean you're not. It's just that means sometimes I shut her down, I find them all. Okay, so where are your challenges with time? Type that in the comment section. We have really two main things in our life that we have resources to, really two, and they are time and energy. And we run out of time, it really doesn't matter how much energy we have. And if we run out of energy, it really doesn't matter how much time we have. So I believe solidly in the value of managing your time instead of managing you. We really do not manage time. So I kind of want to do a disclaimer on that, because we really do only manage ourselves. I have experienced countless times when my energy goes up because I have pre-planned my time, and I'm super, super important to have those goals in place. When you manage your time, you must have your goals in place, because one does not go without the other. They go hand in hand, and they're just as important. With goals, everything gets going into motion. Okay, now you guys, seriously, I cannot see your comments. So just keep writing them and everybody else on here will see them, I'm sure. Also keep in mind that this is recorded. You can find us back on this recording for really all of them. If you come back to Facebook, just keep scrolling down. You'll also find us on Face or on YouTube, Suzanne Brothers, Rich Girl Workshop. You'll find them there. Okay, but let's continue because this is jam-packed of good stuff that y'all need. You all know people who don't seem to get much done, and you also know people who get a ton done, right? And they have so much energy. Why is that? How are people getting so much more done right now? Most of us are experiencing a huge shift from 5 months ago, right? Some have done better than others in capturing this thing called time. But let's look at what works. Let's look at simple tools that can and will make all the difference in the world. Your tools. It's like sometimes, do you ever feel like you're using the wrong tool for the wrong thing? Sometimes I personally have felt like I'm trying to paint a mansion with a toothbrush. So you've got to have the tools, the right tools for the right job. Okay, so I'm going to talk about one. We're going to jump right into this, you guys. One of the best tools I've ever used is the couple of moments to take to what I call brain dump. Brain dump. This can be done at any time, but I'm going to suggest you do it right away. This can also be done anytime during the year, but I would suggest that you do this right away if you haven't for a while. And for me, there's 2 seasons I usually do it in. Now, in the summer, in the middle of summer, and then in the middle of the winter. So brain dumping is to ask yourself the important question, what do I want? And you just start writing. You write personal goals, family goals, spiritual goals, business goals, and you just keep writing. Okay, I'm going to come back to that in just a second, though. This is when I answer the question, what do I want to see happen in my life? What end results do I want to see? Brain dumping can take however long you want, a few minutes, all day, whatever. Remember, in brain dumping, there are no rules, no rules. You just start writing and you keep writing, you keep writing, you keep writing. No one's going to see this but you, so you can write the most ridiculous things you've ever written before. But the central question is, what do I want? Anything that jumps into your head, just plain write it down. Then you're going to go backwards a little bit. Then you're going to go back and write from 1 to 5. How important is this to you? So I've already done some brain dumping the last couple of days. Now I'm just going to share what I put. I put down, I've got a lot of stuff here. I won't read them all. Grow a vegetable garden. Grow better flowers and bulbs. Get knowledge about how to do all of the above. Get a journal of gardening and how I've organized my entire yard. Now, you guys, this is what I wrote. And I have lots of other things. But from 1 to 5, how important is this to me? 1 would be very important and 5 would be really not very important. It's a 5, but it's important to me, but it's a 5. And you know why? Because the season for growing is over. Okay, now what I can do is start journaling what I've seen in other people's yards, but I'm not going to grow one this year. Okay, next year. So this helps you put down your real wants and in the order of their priority. Put them into categories now. Now you're going to section them into categories. Physical, emotional, financial, spiritual, family, business, community, personal. Do you see what I'm saying? Because this is going to help you really narrow things down. This is a great way to navigate towards a thing called balance. Exactly, because if you're all one-sided, you need to see where you're lacking balance in other areas. All right, so now I'm going to take you to another one that is going to be a huge, huge help to you. It is called, do you see this? Brand new. It's a good time to get them. Office Depot. They just came out in July. Okay, this is a year at a glance. This is a year at a glance. All right, so I'm going to put it down for a second because I'm going to come back to this. But you can find them. They'll either go this way or they'll be printed up this way, whichever fits your wall better. But it's definitely in front of you. We'll come back to it. It's 1 full year at a glance. Every mother in the world has got to have this. I mean, in your home, you need to have this in a central location for your family, for sure. And for sure your business. If you run a business, you got to have one of these, okay? Then you also have a desk calendar. A desk calendar looks like this, brand new, came out in July. This goes on your desk, which also would refer to you that you have one central main area where you actually do your business. So you've got your the third. Okay, this is desk calendar. Okay, it goes on your desk right there on your desk. It also protects your desk, so that's really nice. Won't be marking that up. And then you have your personal brain book. Okay, this is your brain book. Now I buy mine from Stephen Covey. So that's where I get my everything from. But you can get this also at Office Depot or whatever. But this kind of goes with me everywhere. This is my brains. There's my contacts in the back. There's my goals. There's the things I'm working on. This also has your personal day-to-day calendar in it, and it has my day at a glance, okay? And my daily priorities that I set the night before. This is where you write last night what I want my day to look like today and my priorities. Okay, you guys got it, right? So now let's just break this down. The year at a glance. Let's go back to the year at a glance. On this one, this is your long-term planning. This is your birthdays. Okay, all your birthdays in your life need to go on here. Workshops, retreats, family reunions, getaways, school things that are happening or not happening. These are things that you put in your business. This is going to be all kinds of conferences and everything you need to know to see if you're traveling or you need to do any preparing for. Anything that takes more than one day for me or my family to do needs to go on the year at a glance calendar, because this is going to help you so much. Get the school calendar from the kids, get everything on here your entire life. So ask yourself the question, how is this going to be useful to you? And I want to ask you if you will please write it in the comment section. Do you do a year in advance? Now, I want to ask you also another question about this, because this is a huge help to do the year in advance. Not only does it give me a sense of balance, but also it helps me because I'm not going to overschedule or overpromise. Or if I'm traveling or if I'm doing something else or I have two things going on simultaneously, I don't overlap them, which creates too much stress in my life. It's a huge help also to take this and then transfer it into next year. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I used to do something for every year. I would do a fire in February, and I would write it really big in February. Okay, February is over here, right there. And I would always have it on a weekend, like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes it was on a Zoom call, sometimes it was live, but it would take me a long time to prepare for it. And I also wanted to be able to fulfill it with participants. So I was working way back in December, looking in February for the fire in February, helping people get qualified for that. Okay, so you see it, because it's on your calendar, you're going to be able to do more with it. What you see, what's in front of you, you will actually prepare for. And there is a definite big advantage in being able to manage your time. Okay, so hopefully you see that. If you have any questions on that, please put it in the comments and I will see it in a little while. Okay, now your month at a glance. This is the one that's on your desk. This is a powerful tool for consistency. This is when you really is what you're doing for your business. Now, if your business is family, for heaven's sakes, yes, have it anywhere that you go to sit and do work on. This is also where I would put special business or birthday cards that need to go out, or anniversary cards from people in business. These would be my customer service days. This would be anywhere where I put an organizational newsletter out. You would have the deadline for when that needs to go out. And also, if you're working with an assistant, it's all of her responsibilities as well. And then when they're done, you can check them off. This helps you to have really good communication with your assistant, because you see your working business right in front of you. You guys, you can put a lot of things on here during the day. It really helps you to stay on top of stuff. Okay, when you're running a business, you've got a lot of stuff. You've got a lot of deadlines. You've got this going on. This one starts. This thing comes out. And the other example I have for you is, let's just say you have like a product launch and you have something that's going to happen and there is all going to be available on Friday. Well, if I'm working with my assistant, she's going to see that. We're going to talk about that, because when she comes in, it says, oh, product launch on Friday. What do we need to do? We need to get people ready for it on Wednesday. That means communication out big time, big time, big time. We need to get emails out. We need to get personal phone calls out. We need to be able to call the best customers. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? This is also can be shared with your family as well. Okay, so the squares in this month are big enough that they can take a lot of information. All right, now you already saw that I keep a personal calendar, and this is what helps me maintain a little bit more flexibility with my priorities. And let's just say that, like, today is a typical day that one of my priorities is to exercise. pray in the morning, read scriptures, have spiritual time. It's on there every single day. Now, why is it on there every single day in the morning from 7:30 until 8:30? Because if I don't put it on there, it doesn't get done. Now, you might say, oh my gosh, Suzanne, isn't it a habit from now? Well, it is, but I don't want to ever assume that because I didn't really put it on a whole bunch last year and I was hit and miss more last year, especially with the exercise part. Okay. So this is a really important thing to do. Put your daily schedule. Most of you do this, but a lot of you have it in your phone. And when I have it in something that's in front of me, I'm going to be more likely to look at it. I'm going to be more likely to want to check things off as I get them done. Did you know every time you check something off, it adds a little dopamine to your brain? That's really good. Okay, so I want to, let's see, what do I want to, I'm going to skip that example that I was going to give to you, but overall tips. Now I want to go fast on this, you guys, but I also want to really read your comments. And every time you comment, I will respond to you back, especially right after this call. Okay, overall tips. Must decide what you want and then write it down. That is the number one thing. You have to decide what you want. And you guys, you don't have to be perfect on this one. Just start somewhere, because as you work towards that something that you really feel that you want, it may change or alter a little bit. You may bring your goal up for it, or you may reduce it down a little bit. But the main thing is that you get in the right groove. Okay, number two, every single day, do the hardest thing first. If you do the hardest thing first, it will control your fear and your anxiety. If you wait to do the hardest thing at the end of the day or tomorrow or whenever, your brain knows this and your self-esteem account will go down. Okay, so number three, write out your priorities to accomplish them the night before. This is going to help you sleep better, and it's also going to give you clear direction for the next day. Okay, and number four, have certain times spelled out with your husband or your partner. Make it a priority for you to have a special time with them every single week. No TV, nothing like that. I mean, really personal, eyeball to eyeball, at least minimum of 20 minutes uninterrupted time. Okay, I know that sounds like time management. Yes, it is. Okay, number five, be aware of something we talked about before, the re-entry time. Honor re-entry time. That's when everybody's coming back into the home. Maybe they've been gone. It's usually in the afternoon. It's usually prior to dinner. Make sure that you are emotionally and personally available to your loved ones during that time. Never on the phone. Number five. Oh, that was number five, right? Okay, number six. Okay, follow up. Make sure you schedule time for follow up, because every single thing you're working towards, if you're running a business or you're running a volunteer service or whatever, everything is in the follow up. Plan for it, because when you follow up, your productivity and your success results will go up drastically. And count on having at least 5 times you follow up with anything. Your customers will also really increase. Number seven, commitment to time management is going to pay off almost instantly. Never stop using the tools of time management. Within 1 month, you guys, seriously, my life changed. My results changed because my thoughts, they were on paper. They created my actions, which formed my results, and it gave me the gift of outcome that I really wanted. Number eight, hold your promises. Okay, personal accountability on your to-do list. Do the planning and you'll have increased your production, and your results are going to double, like I said earlier, or just a few minutes ago, instantly. And that's what you want. You want instant results. The side benefit is that your self-esteem and your personal sense of worth, what happens, it goes almost instantly. If you didn't hear anything at all about what I talked about today, please hear that, because the way we perform is definitely tied to our personal self-esteem account. Okay, number 9, stop waiting to take action. Just do this. Don't fight it, okay? Because waiting only brings about more of the same or less overall peace and happiness. It's like having a leak in your dam, you guys. Ugh, it's awful. When we decide, well, I'll wait until or whatever, that just never happens. And the last tip for today, before we go into part 2 of this amazing topic that I love, is that remember that your brain does not like change. Even it's the best course for you, your brain is going to resist it. Of course it is. Of course it's easier to stay with status quo. It's easier to do the same way that you've done everything before. But after time, what happens is sometimes our brain and ourselves, we will embrace status quo as if that was some sort of security blanket, but that's actually not true. Okay, what does time management do by using these tools that you learned today? It's going to help this ship get out of port, right? So go ahead, dream the biggest dream you can imagine. Start with brain dumping. Get your tools today. No excuses. Start today. Your adventure begins this very moment. So come on, Rich Girl. I know you can do it. I know you can. All right, I'm going to read all of your comments since they didn't come up on my screen. So thank you for commenting today. Next week is going to be part 2 of this amazing topic. Thank you for inviting your friends to this, and thanks for being on today. And our dreams are waiting for us, so let's swim out and get them. Okay, love you guys. Thanks for being on the call today.